Alright, so this is going to be a video on the top 8 things that every kayak duck hunter needs. First off, this is my really cheap, crappy fishing kayak. So this is a really cheap $200 fishing kayak, and I just spray painted it with green and tans and stuff, and as you can see the paint's really wearing out, but it does its job. I didn't feel like spending a ton of money on a fishing kayak. Alright, the first thing is going to be a life jacket. Now I do have those ripcord life jackets, which are really nice because they're really mobile in them, but when you're duck hunting it's usually really cold, and if you fall in, you know, it's going to be a shock to your system. You're not going to be able to pull that cord. So I like using the ones that'll just float instantly with this. Okay, the next item is something that most duck hunters already probably have, but it's decoy gloves. And it's actually not for picking up decoys, but when you're paddling, the water runs down the paddle onto your hands, and I've had that happen before when I didn't have these and I just had regular gloves, and my hands were so cold by the time I got back to my truck. It was so bad. I was in so much pain. So these are pretty much a need for me. If it's going to be cold at all, I never go without these. Okay, next is a cheap Walmart light. I don't remember how much this was. But I know a lot of guys have lights on their kayak, and that can be kind of annoying. You know, they're a little more expensive. The LED ones that plug in and run a battery to. So what I did, so this cheap Walmart light comes with this bracket, and I just mounted it to the front of my kayak. So it just sits in the bracket like so, and I can adjust the angle, and it's just a power on and off button, and it's rechargeable. So I just have to plug it in every night and take it off, and it's good to go the next morning. I don't have to deal with a bunch of wires and stuff like that. The reason I like this more than one of those LED pods you can get is you don't have to deal with any wires or external batteries or anything. I can just unscrew it, plug it in, and screw it back on the next morning. Next thing that even if you don't kayak duck hunt, just duck hunt in general, are these floating gun cases. They're fairly cheap, 40 bucks. Save you a lot of money than having to buy a new shotgun if you drop it in the water. It's also waterproof, so if it's raining, I can, you know, drape it over my gun and keep it dry. Next is this little waterproof Plano box. I put my phone, wallet, and keys in here. It also floats, so that keeps all my important personal stuff safe. I also put my license in here, my paper copy, like my federal stamp and all that, so that, again, if I flip, all the important stuff stays dry and floating. Alright, next we got a mud stool. I really like this because I don't love sitting and shooting from my kayak, because when you're in here, you can pretty much you only have like a small window where you can shoot. I can't get behind me to shoot at all. Pretty much have to have them be within a certain, you know, angle. So what I like to do is pull my kayak up into the reeds and set this in the reeds, and then, you know, I can be sitting, and I can, you know, aim anywhere, stand up, turn around, shoot. So I really like it, and it's more comfortable in my opinion. They even make ones with backrests. This is just this is a Mojo brand one, and it's worked well for what I need to do. Alright, the last item is this big stick looking thing. It's by Avian. There's other brands that make it, but I stick this next to my mud seat there, and I can hang my gun, my blind bag, whatever I want from it. Just make sure that everything's right there, handy, so I don't have to be fumbling with stuff. And yeah. Okay, a little bonus item I forgot here is a small camo jet sled. This is almost a need for me. I never go in my kayak without it. So I just tie this rope to this handle here, and that's where I put all my decoys and stuff, because if I just have the decoys attached to the back, then the weights are dragging and they get stuck in weeds and everything, and it's so much harder to paddle. So with that, it just glides along the surface. I can easily get 1.5 dozen, 2 dozen decoys in there, and yeah, so I love a little camo jet sled. Those are the 8 things that I think every kayak duck hunter needs. Some of those I think are non-negotiable, such as the life jacket and the waterproof case, and for your gun and your phone, The other stuff's just nice to have and worthwhile investment.